Hi, I am the Awesominator. Now, obviously I cannot show you my identity, so I have given up my self-respect to better hide it. I am here to report to you the tragedy that is Death Battle Robocop vs. Terminator. Or other words, the first time they got it wrong. Now, I know you're used to seeing internet reviewers who look like this.
Hey, Screw Attack got it wrong.
So I decided to give you a very calm and respectable way of saying how they got it wrong.
Standing 6 feet 2 inches and weighing almost 400 pounds, the T-850 Terminator is a cybernetic organism, living tissue surrounding a hyperalloy endoskeleton.
First off, they specifically say the T-850, even though all their stats come from the T-800. This is crucial. Let's continue.
The Terminator is programmed with an abundance of subroutine data, including Skynet's extensive logs on all combat and weaponry throughout Earth's history. This even includes data on all previous T-800 models. Through this, he technically has more experience and skill than any human being could ever possibly achieve.
Now this too is incredibly important, because it not only says that he can use any weapon in the history of mankind, even Robocop's, but it also says that he has more combat experience than any man, Robocop. Also, he's got the databanks of every other T-800, even the ones that fight, you guessed it, Robocop. Let's continue.
The struggle to regain his humanity would consume Murphy's every waking moment.
Now you see, this is also incredibly important, because in the third movie, Terminator 3, he says that he has basic human psychology in his programming. Someone who died and has his family died can definitely get screwed up when dealing with someone who's a basic Dr. Phil. Let's continue.
Also, Murphy's battery can only last about 24 hours without recharging, but consistent damage can quickly drain his power. In prolonged combat with someone his equal, Murphy is in constant danger of power failure.
To top it off, his human parts add extra vulnerability.
This too is incredibly important, because fighting someone his equal, his batteries just might run out, which means he's incredibly vulnerable.
I don't think he'll be back from that one.
I don't really care what your opinion is.
Terminator may have held the speed advantage, but Robocop trumped everything else. His arsenal certainly had more destructive force behind it.
You'd think the Terminator's space rifle would be enough, but Robocop has tanked plasma shots before.
In fact, the difference in survivability is very clear-cut.
Now you see, this has been proven wrong already, because I said he can use any weapon in history. Therefore, Robocop is bringing weapons to someone who could use them to kill him.
Robocop fell from the top of a skyscraper onto a gas main, which then exploded, and he was fine.
As you can see, Terminator can not only manage to punch through this battery thingy, but he can also survive a crash from what's surely like several hundred feet in the air through a city street into a bunch of concrete which falls on him. He can get up and walk away from it. Well, that's not good enough for you? Alright, well, you know what else he can survive? Well, let me show you. Also, as you can clearly see, this is a big battleship, which, is crashing, apparently. So he's getting down inside of it, note you. He's gonna crash into this big fan here, through another city street, then flips over, and, once again, he is crushed under 100 pounds of metal, but is once again fine. Gets up, shakes it off, walks away. Just like Robocop.
Robocop pushed a building-busting bomb into a warehouse, that's solid brick by the way, which detonated in his face, and he was fine.
The Terminator was obliterated by the same kind of explosion.
Looks okay to me.
And being part human means Murphy can think more creatively, adding a level of unpredictability the Terminator could not immediately understand.
'Cause you're not thinking creatively.
The Terminator almost had a victory, until it blew up in his face.
The winner is Robocop.
The Terminator, he was designed to kill humans. Even with programmed basic human psychology in his programming. Think how much damage he could do. And with that said, Death Battle, you are terminated.